Christmas my true love sent to me. 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Welcome to the 7th review, and this is something I am sure a lot of people are surprised with. Frosty's Winter Wonderland. Cue the music in 3, 2, 1. So, let me start by saying this. I didn't even know this existed. But it took, so why am I looking at it? Well, simply because, if you may remember, I did reviews in 2018 of all the Rankin Bass specials I had seen. Which, yeah, link in the description. But, with that said, I didn't really think about ever returning to them. That is until Jules Bass, the other half of one of the founders, fortunately passed away this year, and obviously he's left behind a massive legacy when it comes to stop motion specials, not just for Christmas but also Easter, because there was that Pink Cottontail special. I don't think I ever finished watching that. But with that said, we're on to this Frosty's Winter Wonderland. This wasn't the one I originally planned on doing, but it was the only one, but it was the easiest one I could find to watch. If people can eventually link me up to something like the Rudolph and Frosty crossover, I will give a go at that in the future, but this is the one that I was the best I could be able to work out with, you know. So, what is the premise in this? Because as I said, I'm pretty sure a lot of you may remember I reviewed the sequel years later with John Goodman playing Frosty. So what is the premise here? So this is a direct sequel. So Frosty had, of course, Frosty decides, after spending a lot of time in North Pole, decides one day to visit his old friends in the old children they used to hang out with. You know, because he's feeling lonely. I will get to the children part later. So while he returns to see the kids and has a fun time with them, doing all the same actions he did in the first special. This gets the ire of Jack Frost, a snow spirit who upon seeing Frosty have fun with the children wants to ruin it by stealing Frosty's hat to make him inanimate again. The problem is also with Frosty, he feels very lonely when the kids go home at night. So he requests, to cheer Frosty up, the children decide to make him a snow wife, whom he names Crystal. But of course she doesn't come to life at first because she doesn't have a magic hat. That is until Frosty cries and brings her to life with his tears. And when the two decide to get married, they decide to make a snow priest with the help of the priest in the village, and then they stay in the kids, we'll continue going on. So, I think you can pretty much guess I'm not a fan of this. With that, so what are my problems? Well, the animation, of course, isn't, I don't think, is subpar compared to the first special. I mean, yeah, it's nothing special, but honestly, I think with what they did in the first, in the original Frosty the Snowman from Rankin Bass, they really did a good job. It looked a lot colourful. It was very smooth. It felt in a way natural, yet cartoony. I liked what they did. This thing I like is a bit half underbaked. You know, I don't see this as Frosty the Snowman. In fact, even I think the Frosty Return special, which looks more like Peanuts, I kind of like more than this. The Peanut special is what I'm trying to say. Another thing that also bothers me is the creation of these other snow people, like, as I said, and how they come to life. Like, Crystal, Frosty's wife, comes to life via a tear. Yet the snow pastor who marries them comes to life with the preacher's Bible. Like, I don't get that. Like, because it also shows that Frosty And Frosty loses the hat at one point, returns to an inanimate object, but then Crystal's love brings him back to life. Like, it is so confusing how this works. I know it's just kid stuff and it's cartoon logic, but I don't know. There's some. You gotta have some sort of logic or explanation or something like that. Like, yeah. And you know how the snowmen all snow people all come alive by saying happy birthday. Like yes, that makes somewhat sense, but I don't know. The Jack Frost's arc is bad. I mean, especially with how everyone forgives him when they get to the wedding by making him, you know, the best man. Like, oh, come on, seriously? He almost killed Frosty. And you're forgiving him to be the best man because he's the bringer of winter? Like, oh, come on. That's stupid. I don't like that. Another issue, I think Frosty is a lot dumber than this, than the first special. I mean, yes, he's obviously not the smartest person, but considering he's been living for a while, you know, you would think he would be a lot smarter, but he feels a lot dumber and slower. Santa Claus doesn't make an appearance, which is weird. I wish he would show up, at least for the wedding. The environmental message at the end with the transitions of seasons, like, oh, come on, I don't care. But that is not my biggest issue. My biggest issue with this is the children. They're bad characters. They're rather forgettable, but that's not my big issue. My big issue is that none of the kids are the same kids from the first Frosty the Snowman. I mean, the whole premise at the beginning is Frosty, feeling lonely, returns to see the kids. But these are not the same kids. Karen, the main kid from the first special, she isn't even in it. Like, these aren't the same people that we saw in the first special. So how are we supposed to establish a connection with these? See how Frosty has a connection with them when they're not the same people. Jeez, that's my big issue. And also the policeman joke that they did in the first special, they bring that back, and again it's a different officer, so yeah, they think he says he's the same one. Oh my god, seriously. Look, I get it. It's not primo animation quality. Rankin Bass was never like that, but at least I think the other specials I have seen all had some semblance of continuity. This doesn't. And here's the only thing I am okay with this. The narrator is also different. However, if you look more into it, you can give us all the reason as to why, considering the original actor had retired by then because of health issues. So with that is understandable. Yes, you have to look into it, but it kind of explains that. The others, no. The kids and the policeman, no. Far from it, no. Is there anything I like? Well, okay. So, I did say I think he feels a little bit dumber in this. I do like Frosty in general. He's still the same character. I mean, I like Crystal in general, and I thought the priest was fine. I like the rendition of Winter Wonderland that plays during the wedding. That is a good rendition of that song. And the voice acting is great, especially from Shelley Winters, who plays, well, you know, Crystal. And the return of Jackie Vernon as Frosty. Why was I about to say Santa? Yeah, he still brings that cheerfulness and, you know, kindness of Frosty, and it's always good to hear original actors return to prize their roles. What's even interesting is you look into Jackie Vernon's history, you would find out that he's well known for being a very raunchy comedian. So, well, I guess he had to have room for something, and he chose this, and we're all grateful for that. But Frosty's Winter Wonderland is not even on par with the other Rankin Bass specials, the ones more well known. It's way down, way down. And look, if you like this, I'm okay. I understand that. And as I said with my old reviews back in the previous in 2018 of the original Rankin Bass specials, I can understand the appeal and how it's hard to hate them. And I still stand by with those eight specials. I don't hate any one of them, even though they do have really obvious issues. Frosty's Winter Wonderland, on the other hand, maybe it's because I don't have any emotional attachment to it that I find it a very bad special, but I don't know. I just find these little areas that I just can't get past compared to the other Rankin Bass stuff I've seen. So with this gets a 3 out of 10 stars. As I said, if you like it, enjoy. I'm not going to judge. And as I said, the Rankin Bass stuff do have a charm and uniqueness to them. It's just, and I do see it in here. It's just hard. I just can't. The rough edges are too hard for me to get past this time. Well, to them to all, I say. So what is next for my Christmas specials? Well, it's time I go to something a bit more modern. Released just this year. Yeah. Time for Marvel. Time for the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Yep, I'm on that now. I'm sure a lot of people were waiting for that review. But in the meantime, this is Hazza from Hazza Reviews out, and I shall see you for my next video. Ciao!